All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here again, talking about real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you and just like me. All right, here is the Alan Parsons Project from the New World. There it is. Kind of a no-brainer. The guy's hanging out with, the guys in Pink Floyd and the Beatles. No big deal, right? Just one of the great producers, songwriters, arrangers. A guy has just so much talent, and yet he's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Don't get it, but I don't understand a lot of things these days. Alan Parsons, of course, has been around for quite some time. Made his appearance as a very young person in the late 1960s, hanging out with the Beatles at Abbey Road, but hey, not good enough to be in the Hall of Fame. The Kinks, they're in the Hall of Fame, right? And they're trying to celebrate their 60th anniversary. Now, the Kinks may be the most focus-tested band in the history of rock music. When's the last time you've heard the Kinks on the radio? I mean, you used to hear like Come Dancing, like they had the 80s revival, like with Destroyer and Give the People What They Want, stuff like that. And I really enjoyed it. Word of Mouth, another great Kinks album. And I'm just thinking out loud, like, there's no Kinks on the radio. I can't find any Kinks, but you know where you can find the word kink? And this is important because this article about Dave Davies yelling at Elon Musk on Twitter, I think is related to our culture right now. And maybe Elon put the brakes on the word kink because it's taken on a whole new meaning. And you've got, Washington Post writing this, saying that, yes, kink belongs. Where does kink belong? At a parade, which exposes kids, children, young children, to kink culture, such as explicit performances at parades. Yes, kink belongs at the parade, says writer Lauren Roello. And she said this in the Washington Post. And she said, I want my kids to see it. Holy crap, Batman. Now, you think I swerved a little off course talking about the Kinks and the word kink and how this relates to maybe the fact that the bots over on Twitter decided to maybe single out that word, maybe a little bit too aggressively, because Ray Davies is kind of mad. He just wants to promote the Kinks and their 60th anniversary. Nobody else wants to promote the Kinks. I mean, one of the great bands of all time, they're not on the radio. And now you can't even talk about the fact that they've turned 60. I'm a little disappointed in the Kinks because they should do a one-off performance or something. I know Ray and Dave, they don't get along so well, but man, oh man, what a catalog. When's the last time you've heard Lola? I mean, a staple of the Kinks. I mean, I'm not talking about Better Things or Do It Again or something that's a little more obscure. I'm talking, which, by the way, none of that music is bad. You'd recognize it, most of us who grew up in the rock era and even in the early 80s when the Kinks had their revival. All of that stuff, all of the older material was still on the radio, like everything. I mean, it's just bizarre how it all disappeared. Like some groups just completely vanish. And other groups, they may have one or two songs. I was talking about Roger Daltrey the other day, and The Who. But The Who gets tons of airplay compared to the Kinks. Now, maybe The Who is better. Some people would think The Who is a better band. That's fine, but the Kinks deserve a lot of credit. They influenced a couple of generations, and they had a very charismatic and interesting frontman. That would be Ray Davies. And Ray and Dave, they don't get along so well. And so we've had many years without the Kinks. And of course, the record industry kind of bailed on them in the 80s. They were on MCA. And then I think they did another album for Columbia. And I think that might have been it. They may have come back and done something else. But if they did, I don't recall what it was. So Dave Davies is railing against Elon Musk. He says this: "The Kinks are a brand name. We have been called the Kinks since 1963. The rocker also railed against robots that are flagging their name, noting the word robot should be banned. We got robots running our lives. At least I'm a kink and not an effing robot." Oh, spoken like a true boomer hero. Nice going, Dave Davies. I totally agree with everything you just said right there. People, as they're getting older, they're putting up with this technology, but they're liking it less and less. Hey, we're just trying to share, something about the 60 years, it's like a golden anniversary plus 10 or something. I mean, how many bands can say, hey, we've been around for 60 years? Now, technically, they're not really active, but they haven't officially broken up or anything like that. I mean, I wish the guys would get out there and do something. But getting back to my earlier point, I guarantee you they put a flag on the word kink because of, hey, we think little kids should see this. And I'm thinking Elon Musk is like, maybe little kids shouldn't see this. Maybe we shouldn't be the website that, gives safe harbor to people who are lurking out there who may not have the best morals and the best interests and might be, I don't want to use the G word, because use the G word and then people are like, oh, what do you mean grooming? Well, I just used the word, sorry. But yeah, this might have something to do with why the Kinks are being banned from YouTube. It's the 60th anniversary of the Kinks, ladies and gentlemen. So go, you know what? Go do yourself a favor. After you check out Alan Parsons, right? From the New World, Alan, child of the 60s, much like Ray and Dave Davies. Go do yourself a favor. Go listen to some Kinks. Anything by the Kinks. The parade stuff, please, for the love of God. I mean, this is just insanity, what we're doing and what we're telling parents and what we're telling children today. It's, I don't have words for it. I just, because I see it and I go, no, this can't be happening. There cannot be people who are advocating that you expose your kids to this stuff. You'd be better off exposing the Kinks, the actual band, to your kids, because they can hear drums, bass, guitar, singing, not auto-tuned vocals. They'll get an education with those Kinks, okay? And they are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Thank God for that. But anyway, folks, that's my video. Thanks for the support and the love and all the kind words over on various places. And I appreciate that very much. And I will see you all very soon.